Draymond energy, my guy. You for real, bro.
Play ball.
So it's not that. That's not what wins you the NBA Finals. It is the smallest edge that wins someone the NBA Finals. And because all these dumb talking heads never done it, they don't understand it. Even the one that has done it don't act like he's done it because he's an idiot and a moron and wasn't really that good of a player. And so I'm talking about Kendrick Perkins, by the way.
Oh, go ahead. Do your little intro.
Hey, bro, listen. Draymond is the wrong person to have won another ring, bro. I don't care. Do you know? Oh, by the way, welcome everybody to another episode of Earth2 Sports Talk with Weds&Moe. I'm Mo.
And I'm Wes.
Bro, hear me out, right? Draymond is the worst person to have won a championship. And he's probably a great person, a great dude, right? But nah, if we decide, like this intro, right? I was like, oh, I saw this video and I like how he was talking shit. And I was like, I'm about to make this the intro. Do you know in the last, between game 6 and now, do you realize we could fill out the year or year's worth of intro between game 6 and now?
Yep.
Like, if I decide to go find video of Draymond Green, he can intro this show every time, 2 episodes a week. And we just keep it at 2 episodes a week. We can literally fill out. Yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
I absolutely love the energy.
I said, that's what you were doing earlier. But, we'll save that for the show.
Bro. Draymond is what I like to call Black Air Force energy. Okay? Like...
Yo,
in high school, if you see a guy walk through with some jean shorts and some Black Air Force Ones, do not bother that guy, okay?
Away,
he's ready for all the smoke at any given time.
All of it.
And most likely he got hands.
Of course.
So Draymond is Black Air Force energy, okay? I don't know if he got hands.
I don't know if Draymond has hands, bro. Like, are we talking heads right now? Are we talking
I don't know if Draymond got hands. I don't know. I don't know if he does. But what I'm saying is, though, he is the personification of Black Air Force energy.
Oh, facts. Big facts.
And I absolutely love it. Why? Because you know how sometimes in my culture we have a saying where people would throw they say the saying is like it basically means like you would throw rocks and hide your hands, right? Damn. It's almost like you throwing shots without letting people know you're throwing shots. You would never get that from Draymond.
Oh no,
Draymond would be like, my favorite part about the whole thing is like, oh, by the way, I'm talking about Kendrick Perkins. In case you guys didn't know.
Oh, by the way, Kendrick did respond to this. He responded to this, right? And he had smoke for Draymond, but he had to delete his response because ESPN BS. Listen, I want the black man to keep working in that white organization. So if you have to delete your response, fine, do it.
Yeah.
No, because his response had smoke, and I actually believe if it came down to it, I will pick Kendrick Perkins
in a fight.
Over Draymond. Yeah.
No, in a fight, yeah, because Kendrick Perkins is 7 feet tall and weighs like 360 pounds.
He just needs to catch Draymond one quick time.
You can't.
I think Draymond might be quicker.
Yeah, but you can't teach size.
You can't.
You can't teach size. Okay, a lot of guys made it to the league because you can't teach size.
Facts.
Okay,
Facts.
so because of that, so you understand that. I understand it came down to a fight, but when Draymond's talking basketball and Kendrick's talking basketball,
100% Draymond Green.
Bro, it's not even close.
I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are we new media?
What?
Are we new media or old media?
That's a good question.
Or are we talking heads? Because he's going in on talking heads.
Listen, again, I'm not sure where we fall in, but because
we have enough episodes to. I feel like once we get up to like maybe 20, we can finally ask that question in one of our episodes. But like, are we new media? Because I don't know.
That's a valid question. Honestly, it's a valid question. So you know what? We'll figure it out as we go along. Because man, but think so about his whole rant though. he was 100% right about it.
Oh yeah.
Because and like I will talk about this. I think I spoke about this with you. I spoke
Mhm.
about it in like some other group chats and stuff like that. And what's happening is a lot of these guys are talking and they're entertaining. We can't front.
Yes.
These guys are
Yes.
entertaining.
Yes.
And ESPN has become less, not just ESPN, but a lot of times, like, you know, a lot of like
them.
sports, sports,
A lot of
sports
them,
radio, sports, sports shows and stuff like that. It's become about it's become about entertaining. It's sort of become like, it become like a pissing contest as opposed to any kind of real analysis and breakdown of actual games.
Right.
Because like a lot of times guys will be talking and they have some takes. I'm just like, how did you go so left from what actually happened? Listening to listening to guys like Skip Bayless talk, and I'm seeing him like, how did you watch that game and that's what you got from it,
bruh?
Like, so when Kendrick is coming at these guys, or coming at Perkins, for example, Perkins has so many ridiculous takes.
Oh, he's the king of bad takes. No, I can't even call him the king of bad takes, but he has a lot of bad takes. A lot.
The king of bad takes. The king of bad takes is Ryan Hollins, and he's fired. Thank God for that. Ryan Hollins?
The reason I'm gonna say Kendrick is a king of bad takes is because he actually played the game of basketball. A lot of these dudes are sports writers, sports analysts, but they figured out that being a sports writer or a sports analyst isn't gonna get you the views anymore. You have to have hot takes. So that's what they so to me, as someone who played, you actually and not just played at the elite level, because a lot of people play sports, right? A lot of people play sports, and they will use that experience to talk sports. But if you played at the mountaintop, right, you played at the elite level,
and won.
JJ Redick be running circles, and that is what I was thinking Kendrick Perkins was gonna be, but he sold out to become old media.
But you know what though?
I love that term. I love that term.
I know. No, I agree. But you know what though? I understand why. Like, because let's face it, let's take you and I, for example, when we're talking, right? We usually go on different sides. Even things we agree on, we usually have different sides. We have different sides. And this one's not even like on purpose, like I'm just gonna purposely choose against you. It's more like we typically we look at things very differently. Even the things we agree on. So with that being said, so I understand that, but some of these guys, their take be so far left, and that's what gets me. Right. Because it's like there's no way you watch that game and that's what you got from it. That's what.
But bro, as you said it, it's entertainment. It's not even about the sports it's not even about the science of the sports, the plays anymore. It's just about who can say the wildest thing that can get plays on Twitter.
You know what?
Or
You're right.
That can get retweeted. That can get blasted the most.
Take a 15-second clip from what you said and put it on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. Throw it out there. It goes viral. Everybody's talking about it.
Shannon Sharp went viral not because he talked sports. He went viral because he did the Hennessy thing on what's the name of that show?
On
Undisputed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that's what he's now Uncle Shay Shay. For that, he has his own show, Uncle Shay Shay. Like
he has his own show, his own brand. I think his own brand of like cognac or something.
Yes.
Also, and then also from the moment he did that one, he started becoming ridiculous with all of it. Bringing the goat head, to the show.
I love the goat head.
Like
one day, I might fuck around and pull up a goat head.
If you pull up with a goat head, I'm not recording the show that day. So
that's not true. Matter of fact, you're not even gonna know. The show's probably gonna be going.
I'm already dreading the day you pull out the goat head.
No, the day you see me wear a 23 jersey, LA 23, just know it's happening. Cleveland 23 or Miami 6, just know it's happening. I'm just giving you the heads up now.
Yeah.
If you see a 6 or 23, just know that's happening.
It's the good heads happen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, but so I get it. It's about entertainment, But then so when a guy like Draymond come, and with all the smoke and the things at this point, and I was telling a friend of mine this last night, like I was up late at night, and he randomly sent me like a clip, and then he was talking about Draymond. He's like, "Oh, Draymond's doing a little bit too much talking," and I said to him, "No, to the victor goes the spoil. He has earned the right to talk as much as he wants now because he is now a 4-time champion. You're not gonna keep him out of the Hall of Fame at this point. It doesn't matter
what is
what
the excuse.
exactly. So with that being said, now, so at that point, he could talk now. He could talk however he wants. He could be reckless. He can call out names. He could do that because he is
funny.
a winner.
The funniest part of it, right, is before he even got 4, he used to talk, and this is who he is. It's just who he is. So I don't know why anyone is like looking at him as something different. It's just who he is. Like I said, he's the wrong person to win, and I 100% believe even if they lost, you would not be able to keep Draymond Green silent. He might not talk for maybe a month, but I believe after that month he recovers. He's back to it.
Absolutely.
He did a podcast after scoring 2 points. He scored in an NBA Finals game. He scored 2 points, and he came around and did a podcast and said, "I'm still gonna record." Like, come on now,
bro. Which means you can't get him to shut up. Okay,
no.
And especially now that he's won. Oh yeah, good luck. That man's going to be trolling every sports analyst until next season starts.
Yeah,
everybody's going to be trolling them. The ones who has bad take, And again, and you mentioned earlier, JJ Redick, right? And that's why I'm like, I feel like a lot of guys, for every Kendrick Perkins, Paul Pierce, Ryan Hollins, we need a JJ Redick. Yes. Because we need a guy who's going to listen, guys, let's dial it back a little bit. Let's not be ridiculous here.
Correct.
Let's make some sense of this conversation. And that's what JJ Redick does. This man went on first take and ran circles around Stephen A for 2 hours straight. Bruh. At some point, Stephen A just sat there like, okay.
It was ridiculous. It was fun to watch, but it was ridiculous because Stephen A usually is super loud and super aggressive with his takes, and all the guests tend to shut up when Stephen A starts going. But nope, not this time.
Because those guys understand just because you're loud doesn't mean you're right.
I'm sorry, I just want to put that up.
Yeah. So so with that being said, it's like, listen. So now I'm here for all of it. I'm here for Kendrick, for Draymond coming out, all of them. I'm here for it. And you know what? I'm looking forward to more. And like you said, we can have more intros, to the show.
We really can. We can
have Draymond be the intro to the show every single episode.
Every single episode. You know what? No beef. No. No beef. I ain't never gonna be mad at it. I'm never gonna be mad at it.
Black Air Force energy. I love it.
Yeah, and that's how you were coming. So, first topic that we want to talk about today. You know what? I don't even care because I don't even care about hockey like that. But the first topic, I wasn't wrong because I don't care about hockey like that. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Okay, guys, let's just, dial it back 2 episodes when this man came here and gave a breakdown about the heart of a champion, okay? About the heart of a champion, about how the experience is going, how far it's going.
Heart of a champion.
But listen, when you've been here before, it doesn't matter who you face because now you understand that, I know what it takes to win. Let's dial it back. Go back to episode 1, okay?
You're really pulling cards. You are really pulling cards.
Bro, the receipts are on video. It's not even like, it wasn't like you sent it to me in a text. It wasn't a clip on IG. You recorded it. You hit the record button. You put on the mic, and you recorded.
I don't even know. I don't even know if that recorded. If those episodes recorded. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and check it.
Go back and check episode 1. Okay, that man sit here and tell you. Oh,
because I'll just go edit that part out. Like, don't play with me. Look, it's whatever. See, let me tell you something. Let me just tell you something. Look,
I'm listening.
Everybody has been wrong once or twice. LeBron sat down on the stage and said, not 1, not 2, and he only won 2. So listen, I mean, MJ thought when he would come back and play for the Wizards that he was gonna probably take them back to another one, but he didn't. See, everyone has been wrong. Like KD thought,
bro. You say everybody's been wrong, but how have you been wrong about every single about the entire series?
Hold on. Wow, can we just let's talk about this then. Let's move past this topic really quick because I'm ready to move back.
Because you said because after Lightning lost game 1, you was like, you know what you said? What did you say? So you know what? It's fine. They lost 1. I understand they lost 1 game, but guess what? They're gonna win from here on out.
Yeah, I did say that. I
lost game 2. No, they won game 2, right?
No, they lost game 2. They were 0-2. Yeah, they were 0-2.
And you came back and said what?
They're gonna win 6.
It's 6.
Was it 6?
You said it was
Yeah,
going
I
to
said
win
it
in
was going to
6.
win 6.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. They won the next game. So, I mean, I even
So
came
you
back
like-
more
okay.
confident after that. I was like, they're winning out, right?
And then they lost game 4.
And they came back and won 5. We didn't talk. We didn't talk. We didn't talk. We didn't do a show.
We didn't do a show after they won game 5.
Right.
But again, you said they was going to win this in 5. They lost it in 6.
You called 6, so I got to give you that. You did call 6.
You know how wrong
Can
you
I
gotta be.
just give you your congratulations, Draymond? I mean, sorry, Wetson. I'm over here I'm humble. I'm eating crow. Like, bro, relax. Like, I'm giving you congratulations. You called 6.
I told you, okay? God made me 6'3" for a reason. I'm only physically the bigger person, okay? I will not be the bigger person in any other way.
Wow.
I will take the congratulations, throw it over my shoulder, and go back to being petty because you over here calling
Is
somebody
that
like,
even necessary?
Is it necessary? No. But
Exactly.
is Draymond calling out Perkins for for being wrong necessary? No, because he already won. He got nothing to prove. But
So yeah, what do you have to prove? You don't have anything to prove. No, but congratulations to Colorado for doing what they needed to. They listen. I was very wrong about that series, and I was very wrong about Colorado. And I think the reason I was that wrong is because I never really saw them play up to the finals. I did, however, see the Lightning play up to the finals, and I liked their play. And I think if I had watched more of Colorado playing up to the finals, I would have probably had a better analysis of the game. And I do care about hockey, so let me stop playing with y'all. I do care about hockey. Matter of fact, Crosby, the name Crosby is because of Sidney Crosby. Don't judge me, but yeah, like it's hockey's one of my sports, so I do care, and I'm disappointed that back to back champion couldn't just go ahead and add one more banner and become what's the word I'm looking for?
Three-peat
dynasty. Yeah, like you're right there, and it makes me wonder. Like, okay, they had the better goalie coming into it. They had everything set for them. Where did they fail? I think. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
No, I think they failed in the same way I failed. They didn't necessarily prepare for their opponent, and they just saw, we're there already. I think that's what happened. I think they just saw gold. They saw the bottom of the rainbow, and they're like, "Oh, we're here! Like we're here. We're one." It's. I think it's something that happens to a lot of teams that win multiple back-to-back championships. Is you just think you're the shit now, and you don't prepare until you get punched in the face, and then you're down and can't come back up. And that's exactly what happened to them. They were just outclassed. They were outmatched. They got punched really hard, and you said it. You said Colorado's gonna come out, punch them in the face, and not let them get up. And I'm like, oh, they're champions. Even if they get punched in the face, that's champions do what champions do. Like, I've watched a lot of boxing. Every fighter gets punched in the face. It just the champion is the one that can adjust. Mayweather's he's gonna hit.
Yeah,
but he adjusts. So that's what I was expecting, but I didn't see a complete collapse happening. I will say that. Like, a complete collapse is just what I never saw happening. So I am disappointed in them. I'm very, very, very disappointed in them.
You know what it is, though? There's an analogy, and I might be getting this wrong, but in terms of like, how do you hunt a wild animal, certain wild animals? I think they had spoken about. I think they were talking about a crocodile and then a lion. It's again, I might be getting the analogy wrong, but what the analogy was saying was the way you hunt them is you don't hunt them while they're hungry. You don't hunt them, while they have full power.
Right.
You hunt them right after they had a meal. Right after right now they're full. They're satisfied. Okay. There's a Eric Thomas. Uses a quote. I think it's Eric Thomas. Where he used a quote. Where he says something like, when you a lot of people will give up on their dreams if you give them a little bit of money and a little bit of power.
Yes.
They'll give up their whole dream if you give them a little bit of money. And I think so. Between those two analogies that I got wrong for sure, but between those two, what I was getting from that is the fact that because the Lightning have won, they've won back to back. Okay,
right.
It's kind of hard to mentally prepare yourself for that third one. It's hard to do it two times. It's even harder to do it a third time. That's why I don't think we've had like a team won 4 times in a row. I can't remember if that's happened before.
No.
Yeah, in any sports because once you've won a couple of times, it becomes hard to to wake up and and prepare with the same mentality, same vigor, same fight. You don't have that in you because now you're comfortable. You've won. You're full. You're relaxed. And while you're doing that, there's a guy in the gym. There's a guy, listen, there's a guy in the gym. There's a guy on the court. There's a guy on the field. There's a guy out there somewhere. While you're comfortable and relaxed and enjoying the, the spoils of your victory, while you're doing that, that guy has your picture on the wall. Like, this is who I'm hunting for. This is what I'm going. This is what I'm aiming to do. So, and I think that's what happened with Colorado versus the Lightning. Because while the Lightning, even
they changed their picture. They had that.
Yeah,
they were really full of themselves. You're right.
Yeah. So and again, and I told you, if I'm Colorado, I'm keeping that picture in locker room. I'm taking away guys' names. I'm taking guys away guys' numbers. I'm putting that picture on their locker. This is why I need you to remember it before every single game. Go out there and look at that picture. Listen, every single time, like on every single play, just think about that picture. Keep that image in your mind to remind you to fight harder. And I think that's what happened. I think literally because you are right. The Lightning did have the better goalie. The Lightning did have the more firepower. But the Lightning were also playing comfortable. Lightning was also playing
and it made no sense. Like, you're down game 1. You're down 3-1. Yeah, you sure you can come back. You do come back. And then you lose in overtime. Game 2, you don't even score not one.
You got blown out. So it's
okay, fine. You're away. You go back home for 2 games and you only win 1.
Because again, it's not because Avalanche was so much more talented. Granted, they were the number 1 seed. Even if because it was so much more talented, it's because they had more fight in them. That is all. They had more fight. They were they came hungrier. They came more prepared. They came on every single play. You could watch not every single play, but you could watch if you watch the games, you could see how much harder the Lightning was fighting. How much Lightning, how much fight, not the Lightning, how much harder the Avalanche, we're fighting. Okay. Right. It's almost like, because it's almost like Lightning's like, you know what? We could just relax a little bit. We could just coast through a little bit, and then we'll turn it up. Second quarter, we'll turn it up. But it's like
that didn't work.
Exactly, because Avalanche didn't take a single play off.
They didn't.
Even game 3 when they got blown out 6-2. Even that game, they granted.
They had, I think, more shots in that game. Or a lot of shots at goal in that game. They were still trying to win that game.
So
even when it felt like they were going to lose, or it felt like the game was almost over, they were still playing all the way to the end.
They never stopped fighting.
That is what surprised me. And honestly, once I'm not going to lie, I saw that game, and I was like, dang, they're probably going to win. But I can't back down from my pick. Like, do you understand? I couldn't back down from my pick. So I had to live and die, captain, and die with my ship.
No, I get it. And again, bro, I'm telling you, I respect it. And you know that. I respect it. Because for me, and for me, the moment I made that pick knowing that Avalanche had an uphill battle. I made that pick knowing that Avalanche is going against experience, against firepower, against all of that. I made that pick because in my mind, and it's exactly what I said. They have so much more to gain by winning a 2-time champion. They have more to gain by proving people wrong, by proving the Lightning wrong. They had a lot more to gain from it. So because of that, it's like, yeah, absolutely. And that's why, listen, when I tell you, I respect it. And so I'm glad you're used to being wrong and you understand it. And we should just
this is literally the only time I'm gonna be wrong on this show.
Really? Because you were wrong. You were wrong about the entire series. So you only gonna be wrong about this series? Okay. So
this is it. And from this moment on, I'm gonna guarantee you, next time we do picks, I'm gonna come out the winner.
You sound like Charles Barkley when you say guarantee.
That's the second guarantee. That's the second show's guarantee. The first guarantee fell off. This one, just watch.
So is it Mo Crosby or Ron Crosby? I'm trying.
All right, next topic, bro. NBA drafts, winners and losers. The NBA draft happened on Saturday, I believe.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting because there was a lot of twists and turns. Of course, the Knicks, gave away their one of a pick to who they give it to? They gave away a pick. Who did they give that pick to? To OKC, and OKC drafted a center. Was it center? Yes. OKC drafted a center with that pick. Power forward rather. Power forward center with that pick. But I just want to talk about the first three picks, right? So Orlando, OKC, and the Rockets. Orlando went Paolo Banchero.
Yeah.
OKC went Chet Holmgren. I think that's a funny pick at center because there's only one reason why I think that's a funny pick, and it's. I just feel like, look, I liked Chet, right? I like Chet and Gonzaga, but this is not. I don't know if he's NBA ready, bro. I just got to go out and say it. And then number 3, Jabari Smith, Auburn to
the Rockets.
Yeah. So go ahead.
If we talk about who lost in the draft, it's the Knicks.
Right.
In fact,
the Knicks. Yes.
You can go back in the last 20 years. The Knicks have had a top 15 pick, probably 15 out of the 20 time, and they ruined it. And sometimes they have multiple picks in that same round. And look at the franchise; they have nothing to show for it.
But RJ's still going. He just started.
Okay.
And outside of Porzingis, just was never healthy. Oh wait, y'all drafted Porzingis, right?
Yes. No, who's
y'all?
Whoa.
Oh, my bad.
I'm a New Yorker, not a Knicks fan.
The Knicks drafted Porzingis, and so.
Okay, let's put it this way: if we're talking about guys the Knicks have drafted, and in recent years, I think the Knicks drafted Crawford, they drafted Robinson, Channing Frye, they drafted Chandler.
All studs.
They drafted all those guys, but guess what happened? They traded them all. The Knicks, at some point, the Knicks drafted David Lee, and we thought he was the great white hope.
No,
that's what. No. The Knicks. Okay, you didn't think that.
No, yeah.
Basketball analysts didn't think that.
Yes,
but the Knicks thought that was the great white hope. And let's face it, the man averaged he basically averaged a double like most of his career because he did his job and he did it well. But guess what? As soon as this kid started to grow, get better, stuff like that, you know what happened? Traded him to Golden State for an old guy.
Yeah.
Every single time that they get a decent, get a good player that they could develop that can get better, what do? Ship him off.
Yeah. The only thing I think is Porzingis never came back because he went to Dallas and that kind of sucked for him. He's now in Washington. He was pretty decent last season.
Yeah, but Porzingis has basically trying to when you're 7'6", please be 7'6".
No. I definitely understand what you're saying. Go in the paint and
Steph Curry is 6'2". Steph Curry is 6'3" and weighs 6'2", 6'3". He weighs 180 pounds. If you shoot from 30 feet out, I understand. But when you're 7'6", you can hold the ball over your head, and not a single person in the league outside of Boban that could probably touch it from that point on. Why are you putting it from 30 feet out? Why? I understand the league has changed. I understand, you need to be, versatile. You need to be able to, to shoot.
Yeah, stretch and all that.
You do not need to be shooting from 30 feet out. That man went to Dallas. Luka would drive to the basket looking for Porzingis. All of a sudden, Porzingis 30 feet out. He threw it to him, and he pulled from there. Bro.
Yeah, I know that pissed Luka off.
Can you imagine a pick and roll with Porzingis? Can you imagine a pick?
Dangerous.
Roll? Bro.
But he doesn't want to play. I don't think he wants to play the traditional center. He wants to be Dirk Nowitzki, or he wants to be.
Bro, even Dirk. Dirk. Guess what? Dirk played with his back to the basket a lot of times.
Yes,
he'll catch it in the paint. Do a little post move, turn around, put the knee up, where you can't block him and
You
pull.
can't block him, yeah.
So it's like, so even if you're trying to be Dirk, no, he wasn't trying to be Dirk. He was trying to be Steph. That's the problem. Everybody want to be Steph, and Steph's still alive.
Yeah, but nobody can. It's
Like, I don't think people understand that they don't make certain guys only come around once in a lifetime.
Yeah,
you don't get two LeBron James in a life, in a generation.
As much as they want Giannis to be, he's not.
You don't get two LeBron. You don't get two Giannis. You don't even get two Giannis. You don't get two LeBron. You don't get two Giannis. You don't get two Steph. You don't get two of those guys. Okay, Giannis has improved every single year he's been in the league for one. So we're talking like they don't make him like that. They don't, certain guys like they don't make him like that anymore.
No,
so
they don't.
Back to the draft.
Yeah, back, please.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What team do you think their draft pick is going to make a difference in their lineup?
Oh man, that's difficult because I'm yet to, in the last 10 years, like there's not been one player that came right out and had that impact, right?
You're wrong, but okay. You used to that.
Give me one. Giannis.
Luka. Trey.
Man, Trey don't listen. I'm not even trying to be like a Knicks fan or a hater, but Trey don't got no. Trey wants to be Steph Curry, but he's not. Trey also does not play defense, so get out of here.
We just said there's only one of Steph. There's only one Steph.
Yeah, there is.
So guess what? Trey don't have to be Steph, and Trey can't be Steph. But guess what? People hyped it up the same way that from the time MJ retired, every year they tell you this guy's gonna be the next MJ.
The next MJ,
At some point they told you Michael K. Gilchrist was gonna be the next MJ. They say OJ Mayo's gonna be the next MJ. Every year they look for the next MJ. Okay,
Wiggins was supposed to be the next Jordan, LeBron.
Again, so which means like they always looking for, because again, let's face it, the NBA is struggling right now, and that's why we have ridiculous takes like teams saying, oh, should there be an asterisk on the Warriors on this Warriors championship because they didn't have to face LeBron, because they didn't face LeBron on it.
First of all, listen, I don't know if I made a post on Facebook. I was like, sorry, NBA, Major League Baseball, sorry, NHL. Because we're about to hear we're about to hear and see dumb takes from this postseason until the next NBA. Matter of fact, until the middle of the next NBA season. Because unless there's like two teams that are showing you that they're gonna probably make it, and if it's open, oh man, all the takes are gonna be dumb. All the takes are gonna be dumb.
Absolutely, bro. Look at the takes from earlier this year and late last year. When they talk about the Warriors, for example, they're like, "Oh, the Warriors! How many times would the Warriors even see the playoff or finals? Zero." Right?
I remember that.
The takes are going to be ridiculous. Okay, so you're absolutely right. So what I'm saying is the fact that like, with all the takes,
you know who I got though? You know who I got? The Pacers guy, Benedict. Like what? I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm not gonna do it. But I think, okay, this is the reason I'm gonna go with him, right? He was the one that came out and said, you know where I'm going with this, right? He came out and said, you want me to repeat it or not?
Please, go ahead, please.
Okay, he did come out and say, hey, listen, I don't even know why this guy, number 6, that plays in LA. Bro, you play on the East, bro. Try to beat Giannis first. But he said, I want to see LeBron. Like, I want to see him. Listen,
there's a story.
I honestly think he's going to ball his heart out. I do. Just because you don't open your stupid mouth right like that, right? Or maybe I'm trying to set him up. It could be that I'm trying to set him up, but you don't open your stupid mouth.
Trying to set him up. You're definitely trying to set him up.
I'm definitely.
Okay, you definitely set him up.
I can't wait till LA plays the Pacers.
You're a big LeBron guy. You setting him up. You setting him up. Big LeBron guy. You trying to set him up.
I just need LeBron to drop 35 on his head, like literally, or just put your nuts on his head, like that's it, one of these, like, or hit him with one of these, like I just need something to happen. So,
bro,
look,
Summer League might expose him. Okay,
listen.
Like, so I don't want to. And you know what? I'm gonna let you finish. Then I'll go. Go ahead.
But to be I just wanted to throw that out there. But to be very honest, I see Jaden Ivey, Detroit Pistons actually, and surprise, surprise, Chet Holmgreen. Even though he looks like the baby of the bunch, literally the baby of the bunch, I think he might have a chip on his shoulder, and I think he's going to play like that. Because out of all of that, everyone has said, everyone has had something to say about him. Everyone has had something to say about him. Oh, you're not big enough. You need to put more weight on. Da 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 da. They've been telling Durant that since he got drafted.
You know what? You know who else they told that to? They told that to Giannis, and Giannis decided, you know what?
Giannis did actually do it. Like Giannis
went to the gym and came back, and he says, you know what? Fine, I'm not big enough. How about now, right?
And I know they piss test him as soon as he came back. Because my man was skinny, bro. I know he had to do a piss test, but no. I see Chet Holmgren, and if he doesn't do it this year, I see him being like the most improved player next year. Again, he might have a summer like Giannis, but he does, like, if we're being very real, to play in the league against the caliber of players you're going to be, because you're going to be playing in the West, bro.
Yeah.
You got to do it. You got to put the weight on. But he might be he could also be a Kevin Durant type player, but he's a center. So who knows?
Yeah.
Those are my two picks.
I agree with you with with Jaden Ivey. I agree with you 100% on that one. I do think
wait, hold on, time out. Did we just agree on something?
Listen, okay? A broken clock is right twice a day, right?
Okay. That's how you want to go. That's how you be trying to play me, but go ahead, bro.
I'm over here agreeing with you, okay? A broken clock is right twice a day, and occasionally we're gonna agree. It's gonna happen,
Right.
We talk. Listen, we talk about sports twice a week. Occasionally we're gonna agree on something. But you know what though? I do think Paolo Banchero on the Magic. I do think he's gonna come out.
That's your rookie
because
of the year?
I don't know if I'm ready to go rookie of the year yet.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm ready to go rookie of the year. I'll probably probably sometime in between or after summer league. I'll probably look at it more, but because I won't be watching summer league games. But but I do think he's going to possibly make a difference because we're talking between the size and he's very talented with the ball. He doesn't make a lot of bad decisions with the ball. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because a lot of guys at that height, they either use that height to their advantage and it works well, or they don't use the height and they try to play like a guard and they make a lot of mistakes with the ball. He doesn't do that. So I feel like he's gonna grow a little bit more into he's gonna grow a little bit more with the league and also especially in Orlando, because some things I feel like for a lot of guys, certain teams is not good for young guys.
No,
playing in New York is not good for young guys.
Oh,
playing in certain places is terrible for young guys.
New York isn't even good for the old guys. Look at we'll talk about those guys later.
No, but I think some teams are very detrimental, and I think first of all, New York sports in general, whether it's baseball, basketball, young guys typically don't do well because of New York media.
Baseball is really crushing it right now.
Again, outside the baseball thing, because let's face it, if you look at baseball, outside the last few years, with the Aaron Judges of the world, yes, but for a lot of times, you look at the Yankees, for example. Yankees had to live, between it was Derek Jeter and A-Rod for God knows how long.
They had to really start over.
Yeah. So so it's so when it comes to young guys, they don't do well. They don't do well in certain places. So that's why I think I think Paolo is gonna do well in Orlando because he's playing with house money in Orlando. Okay. He has another big there. He has another big there. What's his name? Dude, he was drafted he was drafted a couple of years ago. Mo. Okay, his name will come later. But no, he has another guy there, and I feel like putting them on opposite side of each other, The Orlando could actually build something, with those two guys. I think it's Mo Mamba.
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like they have a good opportunity to develop this guy. He's playing with house money. Okay, he's young. Don't get me wrong. Being number one pick, they're gonna have some expectations out of you. But you're also playing in Orlando. Okay, nobody's expecting Orlando to become a playoff team automatically. Nobody's expecting Orlando to become four in the top 5 seed, anything like that. Nobody's expecting that. So which means you have a chance to actually grow, take your time, and learn the game. And I feel like he's one of those guys that would actually put in the work. So I agree with you about Jaden Ivey, and I think Paulo is definitely is gonna be a guy that that makes a difference to for his team. Yeah. The Knicks. The Knicks will lose in the draft because they're the Knicks.
They're just the Knicks. It's just what they
do.
At
this point, I don't think they care about winning because they already know. The fans still coming to the games. We are in Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the world. Every time a star comes to New York for to shoot a movie, to come see a fight, whatever. Guess what's gonna happen? They can catch a Knicks game in the process. The camera's gonna pan left to right. You're gonna see a couple of stars. The back is packed. It's the Knicks. We're like, okay, it's good. It was a good time at Madison Square Garden. We can go home now, because the Knicks at some point last year, before not this season that just passed, the previous season, the Knicks were ready to crown Julius Randle king of the castle.
They were. That was funny. That was hilarious.
I'm like, listen, I know you guys are desperate. I know you guys are desperate for a star. You guys are desperate for for like that. But did you really think Julius Randle was going to be your next savior?
Why not?
Zach
not playing. I'm playing,
bro. You know that remind me of though, for an 8-game span back in 2015, 16.
Are you talking about what I think you're talking about?
Yes, I'm talking about him. Jeremy Lin.
Linsanity. Come on. Linsanity was amazing. Come on now. I don't care what anyone says. Linsanity was the best time to be a Knicks fan. And it was an amazing time for Asians in basketball. It was an amazing time for basketball because it was the best thing to talk about. It was ridiculous. And then when it finally died, when it died, it was sad.
The Knicks were ready to.
They thought they made. He beat Kobe. He beat prime Kobe. Come on, bro.
Prime Kobe in 2016.
Semi-prime. Okay. Downward prime.
Kobe was on his second to last leg. Are you kidding me? He had came off Achilles surgery.
He ISO Kobe, bro. Come on, he ISO Kobe. Come on. Listen.
Ending
Are
surgery.
you serious? Bro, Linsanity, ISO, and Kobe is still top 10 plays I've ever seen in my life.
Of all the basketball, football, soccer, hockey, of all the games you watched,
it was bro. I'm not gonna lie because
I saw this Kobe was top 10 play you've seen.
Let me tell you. If you add everything that made Linsanity great, right? You just have, because you can't just look at Linsanity in isolation. You got to add everything that made it great, right? His story, he slept on. Whose couch did he sleep on? He was like nobody, bro.
You mean the guy who went to Harvard?
Yeah, bro. I'm not talking about Harvard. I'm talking about basketball. Because he went to Harvard. You got to be smart.
So we're gonna go with the story.
But no, I'm talking about his basketball story, like the fact that he was like a broke basketball player and no one. Bro, he made money because of a week of play. Like, that's crazy to me, bro.
Yo, that shows you how desperate the Knicks are for something.
So
for something. For 8 games straight. No, you know what? It was probably 2014 because I remember for about 8 games they were walling, and he was like, oh my God, Linsanity. The Knicks, bro. I walked down New York City and I'm like, I didn't recognize Midtown.
couldn't.
Okay,
You
I didn't
couldn't.
recognize Midtown. Okay,
It was
we're
fun.
talking billboards, we're talking jerseys everywhere, we're talking t-shirts, we're
It
talking like
was
guys
fun.
just
But
talking.
can I ask you a question?
Mhm.
Was it fun?
Man, it was fun. Like,
But it was, you got to give it that. Like for what it was. Then listen, just like when the Knicks made, went to the playoffs. Was it 2 years ago?
2 years
Two
ago,
seasons
yeah.
Right when Trey did his thing, right? Whatever.
Mhm.
You
No.
out of Manhattan?
No. Say it correctly. When Ice Trey, okay, put the Knicks on ice, okay.
Okay. But
Ice
were
Trey.
you out in Manhattan? When you out in
Yes, I
Manhattan?
was. Yes, I
Bro,
was. Yes, I was.
It was not. But you know what's funny? It was not. I don't think there's anything the Knicks have done in the last 4 years that can topple insanity.
No, they haven't done anything in that.
And they made the playoffs though. They made the playoffs 2 years ago, and even that did not top. Like, Linsanity is still the peak of Knicks basketball. It was so fun that Sports Center and everyone adopted it.
I will say this. That is both hilarious, fun, and sad.
It is
that
sad.
an 8-game span is the best you'll see.
It's the pinnacle of New York. Like, didn't they win the Super Bowl in that same span of time?
No. They won the Super Bowl a couple of years prior.
Okay.
Yeah.
They beat Tom Brady, but bro, they beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
They did.
Linsanity beating Tom Brady.
What are you doing to me, son?
Am I lying?
Joe, that is hilarious. That is
hilarious. That 8-game span, bro, is the craziest thing that happened to me.
The reason why I remember exactly how many games it was is because the 9th game they went against Miami.
And got
LeBron put the clamps on that man. I'm talking every time you turn around, LeBron was there. Old ass D Wade was there. Chalmers was there. Batty was there. Norris Cole. Bro, every time you turn around, there was one of these guys in his face like, what you want?
It was not a good game for him. And once that happened, everything just kind of fell apart.
He was exposed from that point on.
It's funny because he went to LA, bro. He went to the Lakers. Like, that 8-game span gave him like so much clout, bro.
You know what? I hate the NBA for a few reasons. I hate the NBA for that. And mind you, basketball is probably my favorite of all. Yeah, my favorite sport. Right. And I hate the NBA for that, right? Because Matthew Dellavedova had 2 good games in the NBA Finals.
And that's
2 good games in NBA Finals. And Milwaukee gave him a $30 million contract. Bro, you know how ridiculous it has to be for you to be like, imagine being a good performer at work, at the job that you were already paid for, being a good performer 2 days out of the month. And they'd be like, you know what? Man, you know what? Forget your current position as an associate. We need to make you a VP. Like, what?
And you know why they gave him that? You know why they gave him that bag, right? Why? It's because he didn't just have 2 good games, right? He had 2 good games against Steph Curry as a backup point guard. And because it's because it was the biggest lights.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
There's something
because I'm pretty sure if he had those 2 games in the regular season, it wouldn't have mattered. But he had
no. Of course, no. It matters. It matters. Like, the bigger the light, the more important it is, right?
Yeah.
But here's something that like, and now not an analogy, but an example. I usually give my friends when we talk about certain things, right? They talk about like let's talk about the Avengers, right? And it's about Hawkeye's important to the team. Hawkeye can do this. Hawkeye can do that. I said, here's the reason why Hawkeye can do those things, right? If you're a villain from outer space or from wherever, and you're trying to take over Earth, and you're like, man, I got to face the Avengers to do it. You know who you're concerned about? The demigod, okay? You have to worry about Thor. You worry about Iron Man, the freaking billionaire genius who basically build weapons. Like when he woke up in the middle of the night, man, I'm bored. I should build a nuclear weapon. Like he built a weapon like that. You have Hulk, who's a super genius on steroids. Okay, you have an entire team of people to worry about.
Ain't nobody no Hawkeye.
Ain't nobody give a damn about Hawkeye.
You don't give a damn about no Hawkeye.
So listen, so like if you stick behind you and hit you with an arrow, it'll happen. Not because it's because only Hawkeye could have done that. It's because nobody gives a fuck about Hawkeye. Nobody's worried about him.
No, nobody worried about no Hawkeye.
Exactly. So guess
you're
what?
Worried more about Captain America than you're worried about Hawkeye. Let's be
exactly. Real. So listen, when you're Matthew Dellavedova, nobody care about what you do on the court. Nobody paying attention to you. You know why? You're playing with LeBron James. LeBron James has eclipsed basketball itself. Okay? Now you look up. There's LeBron, and then there's the NBA. Okay? Because in the middle of August, when basketball is nowhere in sight, okay, when there's only baseball and preseason football, ESPN will be throwing together a highlight reel of plays, and they'll randomly throw LeBron highlights on there just because like we gotta show LeBron just because it's LeBron.
Bro, LeBron hasn't played basketball since when?
March.
I've seen LeBron clips everywhere. I saw LeBron doing he's training right now. He's currently training in New York. But why do I care? Why are you showing me that? The Warriors just won the ship. Like, shouldn't we be looking at Warriors clips?
Bro, because I'm pretty sure ESPN is contractually obligated to show LeBron clip every single show. Because if they don't, sponsors are gonna drop them. Sponsors say, but what do you mean? Like we spent an hour, we watched the entire hour. There was not a single LeBron clip in there. Do better. On next up.
Hey, but it's no. You know what's funny? Since we just talked drafts, let's talk. We're still in the NBA. Let's talk about the NBA real quick. So two things have happened. Kyrie found out nobody wanted him, so he decided to opt in. Okay, let me not say that like that. It was probably fake news. Yeah, okay. Kyrie opted in to take
36.7 million.
Listen, I don't care how pissed at Brooklyn I am. That's 36 million, bro. There's no questions. I'm like, opt out and go where?
I can't even imagine what I can't even imagine that it was a question. I can't even thought like, what were you wondering? Like, what were you hoping? Like, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna wait to opt into this $36 million because some team out there is gonna give me 40. Who? Where? Why? Based on what?
The real question is why. Based on what? You played 29 games last year.
No, not half. 29 games out of the 82. 29. You know what percent that is?
13.
No. I'll do the math for you. Right now.
What percent is that? 7?
35%.
Oh, he played 35% of games, yeah.
Also, the previous season, okay, basically the last two seasons, he's played less than 60% of his game. No, he played 40% and missed 60% of the games. Last two seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you basically fulfill your contract 40% of the way through. Please tell me, outside of like 3-point shooting percentage, where 40% is a good number. 40%?
No.
40% of your games you played?
Nobody.
What are we gonna do? Oh yeah, I can't believe the Nets didn't give me a max contract.
For what, bro?
So you could do what? So you could walk into area, so you could walk into the arena, sage the arena, sage the arena and walk out.
His first season when he got there, he didn't play, right? No, he did play. He played and then he got hurt and then he sat out the rest because KD was also hurt. So he sat out the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And waited for KD. The next season he was hurt. Wow. Yeah, nobody was giving him money, bro. 40 million for what? Just take the money and stop being a crybaby. But the funniest part about that whole thing was KD saying like he might not stay if Kyrie decides to not opt in, which is crazy. It's bonkers to me. But KD is more marketable though if he decided to leave.
Of course. I mean, any team
But now
is gonna take KD. Any
let
team.
me ask you the question: If
Mhm.
KD leaves, do you see KD if that happened, right? They didn't. Kyrie was like, "I'm gonna opt out."
Mhm.
KD was like, "I gotta leave." If that happened, are they going as a package deal somewhere? That's an
No,
expensive package.
no,
Okay.
they're not going as a package deal because teams already seen what Brooklyn lost by getting those two.
Hmm.
Didn't see much gain.
Right.
2 playoff appearance, both what do you call it? Not
Lackluster.
much came out of it because when those two came together, we were like, oh my god,
Oh, that was
championship,
they shipped them already.
bro.
They shipped them, and then they got
They were
James Harden.
they were the favorites. They were
Yes.
the favorites, and it's like got James Harden. It's like, oh yeah, at this point, it's like, oh come on now, who else matters? It's Brooklyn all the way.
Hmm.
When I tell you my Facebook timeline, my Twitter timeline, like at some point, I'm pretty sure I'll block some people, or at least like where you can hide, their,
Yeah.
their posts.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did that because it was ridiculous. And the thing is, though, and it goes back to what I was saying, that when it comes to like New York sports, especially basketball, like the fans are so like desperate,
Yes.
they will hold on to anything that they get. That's why Linsanity happened. Okay,
But
that's
Linsanity
why
was
because
fun.
bro,
It was
but
fun.
you know why? It was fun.
Nothing that we're talking about is like fun or great thing. These are all prospects. You see, the difference between Linsanity is because it happened. People thought these two guys coming together was gonna get, and it's never been like they made the playoffs together this year and got swept.
They were the favorite to go to the finals.
Like I think I saw a meme that said, "Oh, imagine playing and getting what was their seeding 7 or 8."
7.
Yeah, imagine getting the second seed in the East and you have to play
Brooklyn, yeah.
Brooklyn. I saw that meme,
Mm-hmm.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
They got swept in the first round,
Bro. They
So
lost to a team that could not get past LeBron for 3 years straight.
bruh.
Okay, and we're talking about Braun post Kyrie.
Yes,
We're talking about Braun
yes.
post Kyrie.
Post
We're talking
Kyrie.
about Braun with whoever was left there.
Don't do that. It was Grant. It was George Hill. I won't say Grant. It was George Hill. It was what's his name? The guy who Braun did. You know, the guy who spazzed out and forgot the clock.
Exactly. Whoever else was there.
Kevin Love. Oh
My point.
no, I remember his
you
name.
You said, oh no.
J.R.
You said,
Smith.
you said, oh come on, don't. You said, oh come on, don't do that. It was George Hill and that guy, the guy with the jersey number. Like, bro, you proving my point. Like, we're talking about LeBron with whoever else was there. They couldn't get past them, and somehow with KD and Kyrie, you couldn't win a single game.
Not one game, bro.
Not one.
It's great. It was
with
crazy.
KD and Kyrie.
That was ridiculous.
I don't think KD had a single 30-point game in that series.
That was actually very, very ridiculous. That was the most ridiculous. And you know what Kyrie's excuse was? He was fasting. It was Ramadan. Well, it's not an excuse. It was Ramadan. You know what? And okay, so speaking of the other guy, listen, I'm happy for him because he had a shitty season last. He didn't have he shot 44%. Russell Westbrook opted in for the 46.7,
47.1,
47.1, and he posted that video singing Beyonce. Oh my god, that's the I just came up for doing nothing. Like I will probably go ahead next season and have another shitty season, but guess what?
Isn't that exactly what I texted you? Like
you can't stop me from making this 47 million, bro.
I texted you exactly that. I'm like, yo, he's bumping Beyonce in his car. That's like, yo, like I just got the bag and nobody can stop me.
You know what? If I got that bag, I'd bump Beyonce too, for real, because you can't break my soul. Listen, my man was singing and hitting the runs. He was happy. You know what? He had a bad.
He had the worst season of his career outside of his rookie year, maybe.
Right.
The absolute worst.
He also had a bad rap. Like everyone was coming for him. The media was coming for him. Like it was not a fun time to be him.
But no, I don't want to hear that. You know why?
No,
I don't hear that.
He deserved a lot of it.
No, the reason I don't want to hear it is because 3 years ago the Warriors had the worst record in the league, and people started saying all kind of crazy things about Steph Curry. People said, "Oh man, Steph Curry has been exposed. He is not the guy we thought he was. What is wrong with him? He is not that guy." Well, you know why we thought he was that guy? Is because he had a baby face and we just let him run around. We didn't actually believe in him. And then he needed KD. The slander for Steph Curry was out of this world.
Okay, so you think I mean LeBron gets slandered just for breathing.
Okay. But you see, my point is when they slander Steph Curry like that, what did Steph Curry do?
He came in and won the championship. So that's the logic.
No. He didn't just win the championship because prior to even winning the championship, he went out last year.
Oh Steph Curry he was almost the MVP.
Steph Curry was MVP last year.
Yeah, he was MVP.
If Steph made the playoff as a fifth or fourth, fifth, or even sixth seed, he would have gotten MVP.
They got knocked out by the Lakers, right? And they're playing.
They got knocked out in the playing tournament. So they could make it and stuff like that. But it's
LeBron hit that thing, bro.
Yo, Steph Curry got so much slander, but then he got the slander. He woke up and was like, okay, fine. You can say whatever you want. I'm gonna come out and be Steph Curry. And that's exactly what he did. He came out and balled.
By that logic, I mean, this guy hasn't he been MVP?
If you speak right now and you compare Russell Westbrook to Steph Curry.
I'm not comparing. I'm not saying. I'm just saying by that logic, you guess because LeBron did get slandered and then turned around and won a championship. Remember? You remember the Wash King?
Yeah.
Skip Bayless really woke up one morning and said, "You know what? I'm gonna start a hashtag Wash King," and LeBron took it personal. LeBron was like, "I took it personally," and he won a championship.
I'm gonna say right now. LeBron owes some of his fame to Skip Bayless, man. I'm gonna say that right now. Say what you want.
100%.
Skip Bayless is the biggest promoter of LeBron James.
100. I actually think, you know what's funny? I actually think when it all ends, they're gonna reveal that they were friends the entire time. And we're all gonna be like,
I would not be surprised. You know
really?
why? Because that's the biggest trick you could play on NBA fans. Because man, that guy woke up and saw LeBron James at 18. He goes, he's not Jordan.
From Cold Pizza, bro. It started on Cold Pizza. You remember Cold Pizza? That's when he started that shit.
Bro, he started calling him Prince James. Okay.
LeBrick is the funniest one.
James.
I don't care. LeBrick gotta be it's funny.
That man say I had never seen a choke job like the 2011. You could be talking about basketball in the 1960s. The boy, Skip Bayless would be like, you know what the biggest choke job was? 2011. It's like, bro, we went back in time. 2011 didn't even happen yet. He goes, trust me, when it happens.
And it's so funny. You know what's so funny about that 2011? Let me just talk about it. Again. I think we talked about it last time we did the show, right?
We'll talk about it briefly, yeah.
Everybody talks about the choke, right? Which is fine. You can talk because that team came together. But no one ever gives the Mavericks their due respect for doing what they did. Coming out the West from bro. I will never ever look at they're the king.
Because it was never about the championship. It was never about the Mavericks. It was never about, any of that stuff. It was about LeBron James. It all comes down to LeBron James.
It's unfortunate.
Which means it doesn't matter what they did that year. It was always going to be about LeBron James.
Facts.
So which means if LeBron James didn't do what LeBron James is supposed to do according to everybody, he was going to get slandered. Don't get me wrong. I am part of the slander for that 2011 final because you were guarded by Deshaun Stevenson.
You were
guarded by Deshaun Stevenson. You know how many people remember Deshaun Stevenson? 7. and for the boys for his own family members. Okay, his mama, his dad, his 2 kids. Okay, first of all, Deshaun Stevenson does that deserve that slander?
No, he does not. That's kind of messed up. You're reaching Skip Bayless levels with that slander, bro. He said 7. His mom, his dad, his 2 kids. That's not. You know what? Let's go back to talking about Westbrook. Westbrook got his money. Wow, Westbrook got his money.
Wow.
I know. I take it back. No, but I'm happy he got his money. But my thing is, right? Oh, actually, you have 3 players. What are you going to do? What are you going to do now? Because Kyrie got his money, and Kyrie's talented. I swear, if KD were a better leader, they would have won the championship by now. So I'm not going to put that on Kyrie.
If KD were a better leader, OKC would have won the championship 8 years ago.
Yes.
If KD was a better leader, the Golden State, we were stuck together for another 3 years with him as the head. And as you see the team had no problem basically handing him, yeah, exactly. So if KD were a better leader, his career would have been better than it's been right now.
Right.
In fact, what's his name? Emmanuel.
Wow.
He had a take about KD. I was like,
oh, Emmanuel Acho.
Yes, Emmanuel Acho. I'm like, why did I never see this? He was like, take away KD's tenure and Golden State, his career is just like James Harden. Identical.
It is. It's very much so.
Like I'm talking like same number of MVP.
Has he won? Okay, yeah, MVP.
Same number of MVP, 1. Like almost like the same number of All-Stars.
Championships.
Yeah, I think he had one less score, or he had one more scoring championship than James Harden.
Right.
Like identical outside of his tenure in Golden State. So it's like, and it's like you look at it, and he was saying he's something else too. He said like, look at KD and everywhere he's been. Give me something that KD has done for another player that they couldn't have done for themselves. Any player in any team.
Damn.
Not a single team he was on did he like make another player better than they could have been on their own. Meanwhile, thanks to Steph, Draymond is a 4-time champion and a Hall of Famer. Wow. Thanks to Steph, KD has 2 Finals MVP because Steph had no problem handing him the keys to the throne, even though it was his team that was built around him. With him and and stuff like that. Like you look at it, it's like there's not a single thing that KD has done in his career to make another player better that they couldn't have done for themselves. When he said that
about money, bro.
Because
LeBron about how Dellavedova got
because
money.
LeBron James got LeBron James got so many people paid. Dellavedova, Timothy Mozgov, he got everybody paid. Bro, at some point, we were talking about Daniel Booby Gibson as if we cared.
As if he was the next coming of somebody. Dang, that's crazy.
But KD hasn't done that
good.
Anywhere. Not a single player did he make them any better than they could have been on their own.
That's probably why Kyrie said what he said. We don't have a coach. We're all like equal.
We could all be a coach. Man, that's a dumbass thing to say.
I mean, he says a lot of dumb shit. But no, the other player that got their money was John Wall, but he's also negotiated a buyout with the team. John Wall has played once in 4 years that he's been in Houston. And he's played 40 games, I believe. He's collected, I think, 30, 40, 30.
46.
He's rich. If I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of like looking at, I'm not jealous of anybody making money like them, but like I just wish I had a tiny opportunity where this little, bruh. I wouldn't mind sitting on the bench. I would come in street clothes.
Bro, I was in the gym the other day. I would say, I should really start training to be on a practice squad for the Jets, the Giants. For I could be on a practice squad. I don't mind taking a couple of hits. I'm a big guy. I could take a hit. I'm like,
let me get CTE. It's fun.
Bro, give me the bag. Because clearly you guys are willing to pay anybody for anything. Okay?
Bruh. I mean, and the fact that John Wall has made that money, and he's been to playoffs
John Wall hasn't played in 5 years. He played.
But
He
he's
played.
been to the playoff once in his career.
Yeah, he got a couple of highlight plays, a couple of
That's
360
it.
layups, a couple of behind the back dunks, and you know, and of course, you know
the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. When he did play, when he was healthy, the guy was, he was good. But the thing is, though,
don't forget that he's made the playoffs once in his career. So yes, when he did play, he was good, but he also couldn't elevate that team. But the funny part about it is, he said once he clears waivers, he would like to sign with the Clippers. Now, question to you: where does that put the Clippers? If they can stay healthy, because everyone knows that on that team they're made of paper. But no, seriously,
paper soldiers,
paper
soldiers,
paper dog. Remember when they got Paul George and said and started calling themselves the LA Bulls?
Yeah.
And got kicked out of everybody's favorite in the bubble. I promise you, if they won in that bubble, you wouldn't be saying the bubble's an asterisk season if they won. But anyways, they got kicked out of the bubble in the first round, and then that's when everyone started saying, "Oh, the bubble's fake." Was it the first round or the second round?
Second round.
Yeah, second round, and that's when people started saying the bubble's fake. But because LA was
Skip Bayless said the bubble was fake, and everybody jumped on the bandwagon.
Because the other LA team was still in there. Look, basketball is funny. This is why Linsanity was a thing, because let's just look at what we're talking about right now. We've talked about Dellavedova. Why else can Linsanity be? What other sport would Linsanity have happened?
Nowhere. Because football, you have a good game, cool, good for you. Nobody cares past that game. Not really.
Peyton Hillis caught the cover of Madden off one season. Well, you have to have a full season. Never mind. In football, you have to have a full season. A 6-game stretch does not do that for you.
Bro, we're talking about this thing. Okay, the 8-game stretch, right? The 8-game stretch in NBA.
Did they win those 8 games?
Yes. No.
I think, you know what I really think? I think it was that ISO of Kobe. I keep going back to that player.
Bro. The 8-game stretch of in basketball is equivalent to less than 2 games in the NFL
2
season.
Quarters, for real. Like 2 quarters, because the game is like before last year was 16 games, so like it's literally 2 quarters.
Bro, like imagine getting that kind of thing off of 2. It doesn't happen,
because that's less than 10% of the season.
Yes, because we're talking like we're talking 2 games and FS is about 1.6% of so it's like not 1.6, but it's like it would be equivalent to like 10, 16%. 16%, it would be equivalent to. Imagine having 16% of a good season, and they crown you king of whatever city you in.
And you get paid. You get paid. Oh God! Like I'm saying, like I wish I played sports, because ain't no way if I made professional sports, like I would play, but I would also not try to like do too much, because I would want to keep making money. So I would want to keep going to team, because I just found out. Let me see. My boy sent me this. I gotta read it to you. What's his name? Oh my God. He just sent me this. Hold on, let me find it. I know how to find it. He said Chase Daniel will surpass $41 million earning this year, which ranks number 62 all-time in NFL quarterback earnings. He started 5 games total in his 13 years in the NFL. Bro.
ESPN sent me that.
No. An average 6.5 yards per passing. Bro, I'm sorry. Sign me up, coach.
ESPN sent me that notification earlier. I muted them because of it.
Oh, since we're talking football, let's jump to football, because we got to talk about this, man. This nasty nigga. Okay. because it's a whole saga now. It's a whole thing with the Browns because the NFL has come out and said Deshaun Watson might. They leaked that so that they want to see how it'll play in the public, and nobody seems to really care. You know, there were people that defended him when this thing started, right, in Houston. Oh, Houston is doing this because he wants to leave. Maybe, right? And now Houston is involved in the lawsuits because they're saying Houston hit it, which is crazy that the NFL is not
help cover it, even cover the expenses, and
which is crazy that the NFL is not going after Houston and taking away draft picks because that's ridiculous, right? We'll talk about that in a minute. But like now, the NFL is saying so. The Browns, dumbass, gave this man $200+ million. Again, 230. He did not play one snap last season. Why are people listen again making money? But why are people making an exorbitant amount of money just to sit? Because this money is guaranteed. So if he doesn't play this season, he's going to make what he would make this year regardless. And if you're the Cleveland Browns, Baker Mayfield is telling you, y'all screwed me. I don't care how bad Baker Mayfield is. They did him dirty.
They did. They definitely did. They did. I'm no Baker Mayfield fan. I'm not. I think I feel about him the way I feel about Johnny Manziel. Like he's a good,
slightly better than Johnny.
No. I don't mean like talent wise. I mean I still feel the same way about him in terms of like he can get you talking, but he won't show up when it matters. But don't get me wrong, Baker Mayfield is definitely better than Manziel by far. But I feel about him the way I feel about Johnny Manziel in terms of like he's like, okay, yeah, you have talent, but can you take that talent to the next level? Can you apply that talent? Can you do these things? And he can't. So it's like, so I feel like and bro, Baker, they had a good team around Baker Mayfield last year.
They did.
Like the year before that,
they made the playoffs.
I'm like, they had a good team around him. They had a really good team around him. Like
the way they won, I believe, was just because they told Baker to turn around
and hand the ball to Nick Chubb.
So easy. It's the easiest job in the. Why am I not an NFL quarterback? Because guess what? if I'm playing for Tennessee, do you even if the coach calls a running a passing play? When I have my did the coach just call a passing play? Okay.
Hey, coach, wait, coach. Are you sure? Think about it this way: if it's passing play, I have to throw it. If it's a running, I give it to Derrick Henry. Which one would you really want? Think about this, like, and coach would be like, you know what? You're probably right. Just hand the ball to Derrick Henry.
I call an audible on the line. It'd be 8 people in the box. And I'm like, you know what? How much money do I make if I don't pass this? If I don't pass like for 3,000 yards? I can sleep well just losing $500,000. Some people can. And some people cannot because that $500,000 is someone's 2-year or 3-year, 5-year annual, right?
10% of the population makes over $100,000. So we're talking about 10%. So we're talking like that's a 5, 6, 7 years salary for most people.
Bruh.
The average salary in New York in the country right now is probably like $52,000.
And
so that's 10-year salary.
That's somebody's 10-year pay. And you didn't make that $500,000 because you didn't throw 3,000 yards in the NFL this season. But guess what? I made an easy 15 mil because all I did was turn around. All I did was start every game and turn around and say, Derek, here you go. Derek, here you go for every play. Listen, I'll play 17 games as an NFL quarterback just doing that.
Bro, Jimmy Garoppolo got a bag last year. And Deebo Samuel was the best player on the team on offense, on defense, on special team, on passing, on run.
Like,
okay, let's get back to Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson. So the Browns dumbasses gave him that much money. He did not play a snap last season. Deshaun Watson is talented. He's a talented quarterback. I'm a Colts fan, so I've had to see him twice a year for a good amount of time, and sometimes it's difficult to play him. He's not Michael Vick. He's not Derek. He's not D-Jack. But he's good enough to where he can make plays right on his feet.
When Deshaun Watson is healthy,
Oh, he's
I can't think of 5 quarterbacks better than him in the NFL right now. I would choose.
correct.
I would better than him in terms of experience, championship, stuff like that, perhaps. But I can't think of 5 quarterbacks I would choose over Deshaun Watson when he's healthy and playing well.
Yes, that you have to add playing well.
Yeah, I can't think of 5. I got Mahomes, Rodgers,
Brady.
Brady easily. I mean, it's Brady, but and then I'm like Josh Allen, maybe, but
I think he and Josh Allen might be on the same level.
Maybe, but I can't think of 5 quarterback better than Deshaun Watson when he's healthy and playing well. But at the same time, though, with all these allegations and stuff like that,
He's a nasty nigga.
Two things I will say. Okay, everybody deserves their fair share, their day in court. Everybody deserves that because that's how the law works. But at the same time, I don't know how many allegations is I don't know how many two things with those things, right? With allegations, the moment one come out, everybody's like, oh yeah, you know what, I didn't like that encounter we had either, because are those actions, are they all valid? I don't think so. Or I'm like, are they all like oh yeah, no. But at the same time, 66. That's
yes,
a lot,
24 sued. He's paid off 20. You know that, right? He settled with 20, and I think the other are going to go all the way with it. But point, in terms of the NFL, right? In terms of the season, it's looking like he might not play a snap in 2 years.
And the Cleveland Browns
are the Cleveland Browns.
What, 45 million? 230 divided by 5 years? 5 years or 6 years? 5 years, right?
It's
6 years?
It's five.
It's 5? Yeah, so 230 million divided by 5 years. We're talking about roughly about 250. Yeah, about 50, but close to 50 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something like 46.
46.
Yeah, 46 million. Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't math for a second. But yeah, Jesus, 46 million a year.
He's gonna make $46 million this year sitting at home.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what? I guess it's only right because he has a lot of people to pay.
He has a lot of and that's what he's gonna do. I think that's what he's gonna do with this year's salary. He probably won't be able to enjoy this year's salary because he can't buy that Bugatti.
But he still got last year's salary, so
that
money's still sitting there. So
yeah, so he can't buy that new Bugatti, so let's
face it, right? When he come back next year or the year after, however long, depending on how long he's suspended for, whatever's going on, there will be a team out there, probably the Jets or the Browns.
I mean, he's already on the Browns, so maybe the Jets. I can look. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if another New York team. I wouldn't be surprised. Listen.
Again, I'm okay. Again, I'm not one to basically judge people in the court of public opinion.
Uh-huh.
But how many allegations is it going to take before we be like, damn, maybe we should not have paid this motherfucker so much money?
Oh, it's too late. Again, I think a lot of it has to do with Houston not coming out and saying, Houston should have thrown him under the bus, but because that's what people do. But Houston hid a lot of it, and Houston should be on the hook for a lot of it. I don't understand why the NFL isn't doing what they're doing. But the Cleveland Browns are dumb. It's just what the Cleveland Browns do. This is the Browns are the Browns, and they're gonna brown.
The Browns are the Knicks of the NFL.
Not the Jets.
No. The Jets are their own clown show.
No, but seriously,
the Jets are their own clown show.
The Browns are that was. I just think the whole thing is a circus. But I think what now happens is you leave. I feel bad for Nick Chubb. I feel bad for what's the other running back that they got? Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett, first of all, that made it different.
Myles Garrett has been playing for so many years for the Browns and never had a chance to do so. And by the time he leaves and goes somewhere, he's gonna be too old to do what he does.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna be ring chasing in the next 3 years,
like Von Miller did.
I mean, Von Miller already had one.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point, he was like, if I stay in Denver, I'm playing with Drew Lock,
bro. he should have stayed.
Get a ring.
He should have stayed one more year because now they got your boy from Seattle.
You think Russell Wilson's going to make Denver a championship team?
Automatically, yes. Immediately, yes.
You're tweaking.
Immediately, yes.
You are tweaking.
Let me guess. Because of the division they're in.
Because of the football league they're in.
Denver's defense did not automatically become bad because Von Miller left.
Okay, but I'm saying though, can you think of 10 teams? Can you name me 10 teams that no, I'm not gonna say 10 teams, but can we tell me like what will make Denver a top 10 team in the NFL right now? Based on what? Can you name me 10 teams that are worse than that would like let's say worse than Denver right now?
Hold on, let me do that for you. Well, Carolina Panthers.
I'm sorry, no. 10 teams that Denver is better than. I'm sorry, not because there's
Carolina Panthers.
That Denver is better than in the top 10 teams. Who would you take out?
Oh, in the top 10.
Yeah, because if Denver's suddenly becoming a threat, so there's they gotta be better than the last top 10 teams. If you think about top 10 teams in the NFL from last season,
I mean, Denver was number 9 in the AFC wild card, so that automatically puts them. They were number 9. They went 7-10.
Number 9 in the AFC.
I have them winning. In the AFC.
Number 9 in the AFC, right? In the AFC, right? So we're talking like number 9 out of 15. No, 9 out of 16. Because there's 32 teams in the NFL, right?
Huh?
There's 32 teams in the NFL.
Yes.
And they were 9th out of 16.
Yes.
So if we take 17, 18 spot. Did Russell Wilson make jump them up 10 spots? I mean 8 spots to become top 10.
Seattle was number 7, also at 7-10 in the NFC wild card.
Mm-hmm. So again, you double that by the whole league. We're talking like they're number 13 or 14, right?
Okay.
Seattle was 13, 14. Denver was 17, 18. Did Russell Wilson move into Denver? Put Denver from 17, 18 slot in the NFL as a whole to becoming top 10.
They got Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick, Cortland Sutton.
The answer is no. You can read the entire roster to me. The answer is
no. I'm just looking at the receivers.
Russell Wilson going to Denver did not make them a top 10 team in the NFL.
I think it brings them into the conversation.
I mean, there's always a conversation. As long as you can make a wild card, you're definitely in the conversation because San Francisco made a wild card and beat Green Bay every single season in the playoffs. True. As a wild card team. Every single season they beat Green Bay. So
Green Bay is also one of the most disappointing superstar-led teams, if we're being honest. Anyways, let's finish this. Deshaun Watson, NFL suspends him for a year. Cleveland Browns are stuck because are you going to go beg Baker Mayfield because that's what you have to do. I mean, didn't they get a backup? They went and got a backup quarterback, I think.
Mm-hmm. They did.
So that's that's so bad. That's so horrible.
Guess what? No team is going to absorb Baker's contract. So
yeah, because that's a lot of money.
You buy him out. You still have to pay him. You still have to pay that kind of money on your. You still have the money on your salary cap. So Cleveland screwed themselves by choosing a guy based off.
That's probably not going to play for them for a year.
Yeah, and again, we'll see how long because guess what? If you get depending on how the season goes, like who knows how many more allegations coming through because we didn't know how there was going to be more pop up after the last time.
Yeah, and then they did the real sports with what's his name, Brian Gumbel, and more came out, and that was wild.
So so when it comes down to it, Cleveland screwed themselves by signing him because I feel like again they're all allegations.
I think there's something in that contract that I just feel it just seems too crazy. Don't you think it just seems too crazy to give someone that much money not knowing? Or did they think it wasn't gonna get that bad?
They didn't think, they thought the worst of it was over. They thought,
True.
the worst of it was over. That's why I'm thinking. I think it's because they thought, okay, if all these things come out, and people paid off stuff like that. So like, there's nothing to keep him going forward from being, Deshaun Watson, except now it comes out. So that's why I feel like once he misses win for the season, what else is there? What else is going to come out? How much worse can it get? Because it can always get worse.
Right. But now the question is, let's stick to football, right, for a quick second.
Mm-hmm.
He sits out another year. If the NFL hasn't really said what they're gonna do, if he does, right?
Mm-hmm.
He sits out another year. What does that do to him as a player if he comes back? If he does come back, what does that and plays the rest of his career in Cleveland? What does that do to him as a player? As a player, what does that do for you when you haven't played
In
a
2
game
years,
football in 2 years? You haven't got hit.
it changes you. It changes you because you're no longer that guy. Like you look at guys who come off injury, like certain guys who come off injury, and when they come back, they lose some explosiveness, they lose some speed. Like but it's like when you're a quarterback and you haven't played in so long, even if you play pickup game, even if you practice stuff like that, it's like the same thing. When you come back, and guess what? Guys are getting better. Like since running backs, like guys are getting better. Defensive backs are becoming more athletic. Like linebackers, those guys are getting better. Guys are watching. There's more tapes. There's more analysis. There's more breakdowns of the game. There are guys whose job is to sit down and watch tendencies. Like, oh yeah, right before he throws a long pass, he shifts his hip, 2 inches to the left before he throws it. There are guys watching this stuff. So guys are getting better. The game. The game is no longer just physical. It's no longer instinct now. Okay, now the game is very mental as well. So as guys are getting better, and you still have you haven't been playing, he's not going to come back being. I don't think he comes back as the same Deshaun Watson we knew. But I guess that remains to be seen. It is.
He's not Adrian Peterson. That's the only, and maybe Ricky Williams. Those are the only two people that left. Ricky left because of weed. Adrian Peterson left because he went to prison. But those are the only two people that I know that took some time off the game, came back. Michael Vick as well.
Michael Vick, when Michael Vick came back, Michael Vick wasn't Michael Vick though.
He wasn't. He did have he had a couple very explosive games, and then had very.
As a quarterback, as a guy who throws the ball, you gotta be better than everybody else on the field
basically. all the time.
And so it's like, when you come back, I haven't played for 2 years. It's gonna take some time to get your legs back under you, to get used to the flow of the game again, to get used to all that. And I don't know. I don't want to be with one of those guys who jump the gun and say, "Oh yeah, that's the end of his career." But it's gonna take some.
Maybe if he does come back, when he does come back, I think the first half of the season is going to be horrible. It might take him a full 7 games to get back into the.
I'm thinking between 6 to 8 games. It might take him, that to get back.
And the team is going to have to hold out.
Yeah.
If you think that's your guy, you're gonna have to.
Do they have a choice?
You're gonna have to draft. You're gonna have to hold out, because if you want to make the playoffs, because they might not make the playoffs the first year he comes back.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the second year he'll be very good.
That also means you have wasted 3 years of Nick Chubb's career as a top three
running back
in the NFL. Possibly top 2. So so it's like
if I'm Nick Chubb,
so
if I'm Nick Chubb and Myles Garrett, I'm looking for my way out right now.
But also because a running back's career in the NFL is short. It's a short one.
Short.
Not guys get a solid get a lot of years at being top tier. So
I'm happy Zeke got his money. Elliott got his money. He did. I am happy when players in that position get paid. Because as you said, it's not. If
you want to see him mention a Dallas Cowboy, we might as well extend this another 2 hours. So I'm going to go ahead.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, we don't got time for that. But no, thank you, Weds. This was a fun show. It really was a fun show. The topics were what the topics were. I don't have to talk about them anymore. Only because I don't really want to talk, because nobody cares about hockey like that. But no, thank you, Wed. Thank you, people that are watching. Thank you, people that are listening. We will catch you next episode. Thank you for watching Earth2 Sports Talk with Weds&Moe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.
Play ball.
There you go.
There it is.
There's the winner. Look at that.
Back. Gone. We have a jam.
Showdown.
Yankees 12, Red Sox 11.
He's gone. He couldn't go off the way.
Muy arquero. ¿Quién le pega? ¡Golazo!
Well, there's a long ball through, and
Oh my God, an insane goal! I've just seen the most insane goal I have ever seen on a football pitch. Incredible Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Fed on through, and here's Rust. Rust delays to Kobe. Walton can tip it. Bryant with the save.
you got to get a shot here.
Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Bang!
Oh, go ahead. Do your little intro.